Hi everyone, it's Kieran with Thrifted Living. In today's video, I would like to share with you 3 boho-inspired Dollar Tree DIY projects that you can complete using products from Dollar Tree. For the first project, you will need a mirror and some of the wooden pieces that you can find at Dollar Tree right now in the crafting section. I found this mirror at Dollar Tree quite a while ago, and I just love keeping these in my crafting supply because they are so multifunctional and you can use them for so many different projects. So what I did was I took the back of the mirror off and I actually flipped it upside down and then attach the mirror on the back of the frame. You could definitely take that cardboard piece and paint it any color that you would like, but I thought this was an easy way to sort of change the appearance of the piece. And then I went around the outside of the frame, right along the outside of the mirror, and I started laying out those wood pieces to see how many I would be able to fit on this one piece. And I'm planning on using this as almost like a centerpiece, or maybe a piece that I could put on my coffee table, just sort of as a decorative piece that can be layered with other different pieces of decor. So I just went through and saw how many of the wooden pieces I could fit on this frame, and then once I was happy with the layout, I was able to go through and then use my hot glue gun and glue the pieces to the backing of the frame. This project took maybe 10 minutes and it was so easy to do. I love the contrast of the wood with the backing of the frame and the mirror. I think it's so pretty and it provides a really natural kind of light. I think this would be perfect for a centerpiece on a table, or even just to sit maybe a framed picture on top of it on a shelf. I just think it turned out so nicely. This next project was really fun to do, and I used these trifle containers that you can find at Dollar Tree. They're in the party section. I had actually never seen them before, and then my local Dollar Tree got a shipment of them, so I was able to pick up several of them. But for this project, you need a trifle container, and then you also need some of the nautical rope from Dollar Tree. And what I wanted to do was to create a space that I could put hand soap and dish soap and even sponges maybe at the kitchen sink. I wanted a place where all of those items would be together in one spot. I think this trifle container is the perfect size for that. So for this project, all you have to do is take a hot glue gun and run a little line of hot glue along the bottom, and then you will simply attach your nautical rope to the hot glue. Just simply follow along the lines on the bottom, and then when you reach a section where you need to sort of raise the rope a little bit, all you have to do is take the rope and sort of push it right along the next bottom piece. I found that the best way for me to do this was to make sure that I was almost pushing the rope against the next piece of rope so that the pieces were really close together. That gave the piece a little more seamless appearance when you were going from one layer of rope to the next. I think that's probably the only part of the project that was a little tricky, was making sure that everything lined up nicely and there wasn't a huge jump from one line of rope to the next. But all you have to do is take the hot glue and continue adding nautical rope to the piece, and it's so easy to do. I love how this piece turned out. I love the look of the clear with the rope next to each other. I think it has a really elegant and pretty look. And I love the fact that I was able to add the nautical rope to the outside, which gave it a really fun and pretty appearance, but it also has the clear plastic along the bottom where the pieces will actually be sitting, so you don't have to worry about the rope getting all wet and dirty through the process of using the hand soap and the dish soap. I really love how this project turned out. The last project that I would like to share with you was definitely my favorite, and it was creating this twine chandelier. I had so much fun working on this project. This definitely was a longer project. It took several days to complete, but I'm so happy with how it turned out, and I think it just looks absolutely gorgeous. So for this project, you are going to need some twine. You are also going to need a piece of poster board or cardboard, something that you can use as a template. You will also need a couple wire wreath forms. I recently found a couple smaller wreath forms at Dollar Tree that I thought would be perfect for this project, but if you want to create a larger wreath, you can definitely buy some of the larger wreath forms at Dollar Tree. So what you're going to do to create the garland for the chandelier is you are going to cut out a piece of poster board or cardboard. It doesn't really matter what material you use because you're going to use that as a template. And then you are going to take the garland and you are going to wrap it around the piece of cardboard or poster board as many times as you would like. I ended up wrapping the twine around the piece of poster board 25 times. I liked the size of the garland that it made, so that was the number that I ended up doing for my garland. So once you've wrapped the twine around the piece of poster board and you are happy with how many times you've wrapped it around, then you are going to take the twine off the poster board and you are going to cut the bottom of it in half. You are then going to take another piece of string and tie it to the middle at the top. That will keep all of the pieces of twine together, and then around the top of the piece, almost in like the opposite direction, you are going to tie another piece, and that will give you that appearance of a tassel. And I just love how easy that was to do. Once you have completed several tassels, then you can go ahead and start attaching them to the wreath form. I found that I liked the way that the piece looked with more tassels on each section, and so I actually had to go through several points during this project and create more tassels, but I just felt that the piece overall looked more finished when I was adding more to each section. You want there to be a little bit of movement in between the pieces. You don't want them to be so crowded that they can't move, but I feel that it definitely looks better if the piece is more full looking. Throughout the process of making this piece, I made sure to go through and cut off any extra strings that I could find, and I also made sure to trim any extra pieces that might have been a little longer. This way it just keeps the piece looking a little more clean and organized, just because with all of the strings it can get a little messy kind of quickly. So then to complete the second tier of this chandelier, you are going to repeat the same process that you did for the first level, but then what you are going to do on the second level is you are going to start attaching the tassels on the inner side of the wreath form. So for the top level, I attached the tassels on the outside, and then for the second level, I actually attached the tassels on the middle part of the wreath form. You could even go through and attach them on the inside. It's really up to you and the difference that you want between the two pieces. Think of it almost as like a cake that's in different levels. You sort of want there to be a fuller part on the outside and then a smaller part on the inside. Then I went through and I attached the two pieces together. This part was definitely more tricky than I expected it to be. On these particular wreath forms, there is a spot that has metal that sort of goes across all three pieces of metal that are in the wreath form. So I went through and attached those three sections together. That way those two levels are now connected together. The final part of this project was attaching a string to be able to hang this piece from the ceiling or wherever you want to hang this chandelier. And I again used those three sections that were already on the wreath form, and I sort of just created a point on each side to be able to sort of attach the different parts of the top of the wreath form together. I wanted to create something that would be easily able to be hung on maybe a command hook or something like that. I am so happy with how this project turned out. I think it is such a pretty and simple project, and I feel like it has the potential to be used in so many decorating settings, and I just love the natural look of this twine. I think it's just so simple and gorgeous, and I'm just so happy with how it turned out. I just think it's so pretty. Thank you so much for watching this Dollar Tree DIY video. I hope you enjoyed seeing 3 boho-inspired Dollar Tree DIYs. In the comments below, let me know which project was your favorite. Which project can you see yourself trying? If you enjoyed this video and would like to see more Dollar Tree DIYs, please give this video a thumbs up. Liking my videos really helps support my channel and it helps my channel to grow, so I would appreciate your support with a thumbs up. And if you're new to my channel and would like to see more crafting and thrifting videos, please make sure that you subscribe so you don't miss my next video. Please check out my blog at thriftedlivingblog.com. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at thriftedliving, and if you don't have an Instagram but would like to stay up to date with what I'm doing, you can follow me on Facebook at thriftedliving page. Please like, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!